park on the right hand side of the road, and I've got a little bit of a slope here as well, and a junction at the top of the road. So I've checked immediately behind to make sure nothing's rushing up behind and there's nothing overtaking me. So I can go over to the right hand side, putting on a right signal if there was anybody approaching, lining up the little dip between the bonnet, yellow bonnet, nice and easy to see even in dull light conditions in this car, and where the bonnet bulges up again, rises up slightly as it gets towards the rear right hand, the front right hand corner of the car. And that dip, it also happens to coincide with a barcode that's printed on the glass. I think that's true of most cars on the right hand side. I've got my steering wheel straight. If I glance in my door mirror, I can see that both door handles are just touching the curb, and that gives me the ideal distance, about a car's length away. So there's no need to secure the car if I don't feel I'm going to be here for more than a few seconds. So I can go straight into reverse. And if I've got my car dead parallel, I won't need to change the steering as I go backwards. I've checked all around. I can ease off the foot brake. Car starts to move back. I can glance frequently into that door mirror. I can steer with one hand, perhaps even putting the other hand on the back of the passenger seat to enable my body to twist round. I could even take the seatbelt off if that made it easier and more comfortable to turn around. And at this low speed, it doesn't really matter where my hand is on the steering wheel. I'm going back a couple of car lengths. The most important thing is checking that nobody's approaching from either side, either in front or behind. If there is, I would just stop the car, wait for them to decide if they're going to wait, in which case I can carry on, but not before rechecking around to make sure nobody else has turned up. But if they don't wait, I wait for them to finish going past and then I carry on. So I was pretending there that somebody was coming. It's very quiet on Sunday afternoon, so there isn't anybody. I'm making small adjustments to the steering just to keep the car lined up. Probably a quarter of a turn like that is the most you would need to correct. Probably an eighth of a turn is more likely to be the case if you're going slowly enough to see how the angle of the car is changing using those door mirrors. The reason for looking mainly through that window and that window is to see anybody approaching you. So that's fine. On the driving test, if the examiner says thank you, that means you've gone back far enough. I've now secured my car. I'll put park on just to stop showing reversing signals behind. And then when they say thank you, drive on whenever you're ready, I will put my foot brake on as usual, go into drive or into B if I prefer. And then once I've made an assessment of what's around, I can start to accelerate. I'm not signalling because there's nobody approaching me. And off I go. And I'm going to go left.